It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Houston Texans. Into the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, as we are off and running on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Sanders. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
2nd down and a yard.
All right.
Again, it's Mixon. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. The Texans at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun again to Mixon. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. You look at this Browns defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And for all the routes to keep an eye on in this one, they've got to find a way to take away the crossing routes. Those are the ones that when a receiver catches it on the run, those can really hurt a defense.
Got an open man. It's Pickens. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, what do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free plays for the offense. But I think you've got to do a combination of things. Chip it his timing at the line of scrimmage, have extra people in the territory for him. You've got to do everything and change it up from snap to snap.
Stroud to throw it. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Now Stroud going to bat it forward on the touch pass. A great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Here's Stroud. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
After the sack, they come up on 3rd and goal from the 18. Stroud looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. And he's going to be touched down short of a first. And it's 4th down coming up.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 4th down and goal.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Their second drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Sanders' pass intercepted. The Texans take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Throwing now is Stroud. He finds Pickens over the middle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So from the 22 here, 2nd and 2.
Here we go. That's to the right. That's to the right.
Mixing up the middle. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, You are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Oh, ready.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
18. South.
Stroud working out of the gun. That's to his running back, complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play.
On the quick, right? 18. What's that?
Mixon will take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here. And we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you bring up the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey already? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Sanders. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
A lot of good completions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
And they'll bring Judy in motion right. To throw is Sanders. He gets this into the hands of Judkins. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And now they'll shift things around. Sanders. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Darren Stingley picks it. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup. And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
He'll drop this one down and mix it. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now Stroud. Throw left side, held in by Pickens. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The throwing again is Stroud. Checks this down to Marks out of the backfield. And the Texans are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Stroud, he's going to audible to something else. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
Look the hot, look the hot.
Stroud. Touchdown! Takedown as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead here just before halftime. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Naimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it first and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Sanders, a final shot before break. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. one-sided first half. 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. Snuffed out. The Texans hands team recovers. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
They'll run with the USC man, Lee Marks. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here we go. Let's go.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. That's going to be caught by Pickens. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gets him a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Oh, hey. Under.
Marks now on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. And Stroud now to throw. They set up the screen, Marks. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play bit is not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting through.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
Browns drive about to get started. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator?
And now off to the races down the right side. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Sanders to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Sanders going to throw again.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Here's a 2nd and 5. On play action, here's Shedeur.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Browns are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will shrink to 6. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Stroud out of the gun here. And not nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Cleveland offense ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated grooves. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Got it. Ready?
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Here we go. Panther 11. Panther 80.
And they'll bring Judy in motion right. Here's Sanders. That's to his running back, Quinshon Judkins. There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quinshon Judkins, 84 yards. And the Browns strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown. Their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter. And a chance. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Inside the 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Now, the offense, they'd really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped it.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick 6 hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the 4th. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Stroud to throw it. They'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Throwing, Sanders. And my goodness, another interception. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage. They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A 1-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Stroud. Completes this one to Pickens. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And the Texans first down.
Stroud will look to throw once more. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this game here on the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
Naimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Dances by him. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
Got it. Ready?
The Browns drive about to get started. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
18 Cardinal, 8.
First down, right back to Judkins. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Azeez Al-Shaair in to make the stop. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw now. Here's Sanders. Oh, a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. But they run the option here on 1st and 10. And two big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
Plenty of time. All three timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
70 Timberwolves. Back up. Ready, ready.
They'll run from the gun. It's Jenkins. Now the Texans will use one of their two remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros. That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Cougar 19. Johnny Lions.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And his kick is indeed good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Stroud to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Stroud. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory.
Oh, what a play, but he couldn't get out of bounds. And you've got no timeouts. They've got to get to the line of scrimmage and spike it.
Now Stroud. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Browns have just about sewn up this football game.
Ready. Knocking 18.
Yo, he just quit on me. He quit. I gotta get him gone. I gotta get him gone. What team was he? That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, we breastfeed him. Oatmeal cookies. I told you we gonna get that shit out of there, boy. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all tripping. Tripping, what? Yeah, we can. Mm-hmm. Facts. Mm-hmm. Yeah.